I quickly want to compare and contrast cred.ai Visa, Tomo card, and X1 card, as well as Apple card. Don't go anywhere. We are trying to find the best fintech card today. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Story Kid with Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to talk about the best fintech credit builder credit card. So we are going to do a compare and contrast between cred.ai Visa, Tomo card, X1 card, and Apple card. Right now, these four are among the top 10 fintech credit builder credit cards that, in other words, those are cards that can help you build credit very fast. But before we get into the actual compare and contrast, let's go back to the definition here. What is a fintech credit card? Fintech just stands for financial technology. So when you hear the term fintech, just think about those companies. It's a new wave of companies that are combining technology with their expertise in the credit environment to provide services. And you can get loans from them, credit builder loans. You can get credit builder credit cards. But those companies are not traditional lenders. They're not banks. They're not. So what they do is they have a partnership with existing banks or other credit card providers. Okay. And one of the most important innovations you need to pay attention to when it comes to fintech credit card is that you don't really need to have credit to apply for and get approved for this kind of cards, because what they do is they pay attention to other factors to approve you. So they pay attention to your bank account, right? So the balance in your bank account. They pay attention to your job status. Are you employed? Are you employed full-time, part-time? And they want to link your bank account to the card. So basically you're using your own money to build credit, and that's fantastic. They also pay attention to things like utilities, rent. So if you are a good tenant, if you pay your rent every month and you pay utilities, a cell phone, so on and so forth, you can use those transactions to actually build credit, and that's fantastic. And we love the fact that fintech credit cards such as cred.ai, Tomo, X1, and Apple, they're pretty good because they open the arena, if you will, to millions of Americans who can now, thanks to the innovation, they can have access to credit. So they can build their credit, they can report their transactions to the three credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and slowly move their FICO all the way in the 700s. That's fantastic. And one thing I want to say here before I get into the actual review here is that fintech cards are a great option if you want to keep your credit card relationship simple. And by the simplicity here is you see the simplicity not only when it comes to applying for the card, right, but also monitoring your credit and also repaying the debt. In other words, it's very simple. It's very streamlined. A lot of times these things happen online. They happen on mobile. You don't have to call someone on the phone and submit your application. No, like you would do if you were to go to a traditional credit card issuer such as a Capital One or American Express. With the fintech cards, everything happens online. They will need your mobile number. They'll need your cell phone. They will need your bank account. They will need some kind of ID to identify you, of course, right? And one thing I want to say here is that, again, going back to what I said earlier, a fintech credit card issuer is not a financial institution. So you can't really oh, I'm going to build a relationship with them. They will know me so that later on I can get mortgages or student loans from them. No, you can't do that. They're only there to help you build credit. Now, having said that, there are some players, for example, Chime, that have a bank. So Chime is bigger among the fintech credit card issuers, but we will review the Chime Visa card on another show. But what I want to say here is that do not just use the credit card, the credit builder credit cards as a transitional phase to help you establish credit, and then you can use that credit. You can parlay that credit into a better lending relationship with an established bank or an established credit union. Okay, so you can't think about getting a mortgage with a fintech credit card issuer or a student loan or any type of I would say a large loan. Before I get into the actual comparison, please check out this short evaluation video. It tells you how we evaluate, how we categorize, and how we list credit cards on this show. Check this out. All right, let me first review the cred.ai Visa card. When we think about the cred.ai Visa card, I want you to think about a technology-rich card that has no fees and interest. Okay, so this is the kind of cards you want to get if you are comfortable using your mobile, doing transactions on your cell phone, and basically this is a card you can use to build your credit, and you don't have to pay any fees. That's fantastic, right? Think about that. And but the drawback here is that don't expect the cred.ai Visa to give you any rewards. No, they're not in that department. They're very good in terms of avoiding fees for you, but they're not in the department of giving you rewards. There are other cards that will give you rewards, but not the cred.ai Visa card. And so you don't need any credit score. If you have low credit, poor credit, no credit, they will take you because their criteria are totally different. They're totally different. One thing I want to say here is that to apply, very simple. You go to the cred.ai website. You have to apply for beta access. One thing I need to say is that the program right now is still in beta, so they are constantly, I would say, expanding the program, and they said that within a few months or years they might actually cover the whole United States. But right now they're constantly expanding their reach, and so all you have to do is just apply for beta access. You fill out the information you fill out the form rather. You put things like your name, address, and phone number, okay, and submit. Very simple. You got to put your phone number though, very important, okay. So what they will do is they'll get back to you. They'll review your application, and they'll get back to you. One thing you need to understand is that you need to have a bank account, and basically you're going to use your own money, okay, to actually build your credit. And don't worry about the safety of funds, because cred.ai works with the Wilmington Savings Fund Society, which is an FDIC insured bank, so no problem. Your cash is insured up to $250,000, $250,000, okay. And there are a lot of benefits with the cred.ai Visa card. So you have no fees and interest rates. I already spoke about that. You have stealth cards. You have metal card, and this is a card you can start using right away. No need to wait, okay. And you have early access to your paycheck. As I said, you're using your own money, okay, and you can build credit. So they're basically they have a feature called a credit optimizer that helps you build credit over time. They will actually report your transaction to the 3 major credit bureaus. Let me talk to you now about Tomo card. And Tomo card, this is a card that we have extensively reviewed on another show. If you want more information, you want to go to that show. And one thing I need to say here is the Tomo card is kind of cool too. It's another credit builder credit card that allows you to build credit without credit history. If you have poor credit, low credit, no problem. And the innovation with the Tomo card is that they actually allow even non-US citizens, so they allow aliens to apply. And we have read, based on our research, that the founder of the card, this company itself, was I think she was an immigrant, and she was she had a wonderful inspiration to have a credit card company that will actually cover the whole 9 yards and allow millions of Americans and even immigrants to access the credit industry. What I want to see here is that with the Tomo credit card, you can actually there's no fee. You don't need any minimum credit score. The purchase APR here oscillates between 12.99% to 26.99%. And this is you can get a potentially high credit limits. Again, this depends on your finances. You're using your own money, so you can get an unsecured credit limit between $100 and $10,000. Okay, just remember when we speak about fintech credit builder credit cards, you are using your own cash. They're not lending to you. They're just helping you to build your credit with your own money. Okay, and the cool thing about the Tomo credit card is you have rewards. So you have 1% cash back, 1.25% after 6 on-time payments, and 1.5% after 12 on-time payments, plus 2 to 10% back from select merchants. So this is great. We love the cashback feature with Tomo. And also one thing you need to understand that with Tomo, you cannot carry your balance. There is no 0% intro APR period. There is no sign-up bonus. You do have cash back, but you're not getting any bonus when you sign up. So it's something you need to pay attention to. I will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. We are still here doing a compare and contrast between cred.ai Visa card, Tomo credit card, Apple card, and X1 card. And now I want to talk to you about the Apple card. This is a great card too that people need to know about. Now, what's up with the Apple card? Now, with Apple card, you basically, first of all, you got to have an iPhone, so you have to be an Apple user, an iOS user. So this sort of restricts the population already of users, right? But with the Apple card, we have a constellation of wonderful features. You have Apple approved security, no fees, okay, low interest, cashback rewards, unique reward redemption, and balance and spending tracking. Now, we all know that Apple is really cool when it comes, they're wonderful when it comes to technology, when it comes to interface, when it comes to tracking things, and they have actually parlayed that technological sophistication into the credit industry with their Apple card. And so with the Apple card, everything is fine. You can see exactly where you are in terms of your credit, in terms of your spending, okay? And based on our research, with the rewards, you can get 3% daily cash back on Apple products with Apple card. So this is pretty cool because they really are trying to encourage people to buy from them, which makes sense, totally makes sense. And so the purchase APR oscillates between 11% and 22%. The balance transfer APR follows a similar pattern, so it fluctuates between 11% and 22%. And one thing we want to say here is that in some cases, Apple will recommend to have a minimum credit score of 670, but we've seen in some states in the country where they were more lenient. So they will allow you, even if you have a low credit or no credit, they might allow you to have a card. But it really depends. So this is a policy that is not generic, if you will, across the board. Okay. And one thing I also want to say is that with the Apple card, you do have a sign-up bonus in some markets in the country. They might give you $50 in Apple Cash after you spend $50 at select merchants, but it really depends on where you are in the country. The fourth player in today's conversation is X1 card. So one thing I want to say here is that with X1 card, the process is similar to cred.ai Visa card or Tomo. So your credit limit is based on your income, not your credit score. Okay, so they're not really checking your credit history. They don't have to check your credit history. They are actually, they want you to link your bank account to the card. They want you to really see exactly, they want you to make on-time payments, and they will start reporting your X1 card transactions to credit bureaus right away. There is no delay. There is no probation period, if you will. No, it's right away. And we love the fact that this is a card that has also some rewards. So they have a rich rewards program. So if you're interested in rewards, you might want to look into the X1 card. And you need to have a full-time job, okay, or internship. Now, we have actually tested this if you will, this procedure in some markets. For example, Chicago. We went to Texas, also in Wyoming. In some markets, they're pretty lenient, so they would allow you to actually qualify even if you don't have a full-time job. The cool thing here is that you need to have income. You need to have income. Doesn't matter whether you work in 2 part-time jobs or 3 part-time jobs. It doesn't matter if you don't have steady paycheck, but you got to have income. It has to. You need to have income flowing, and you earn rewards. It's a great card because you earn rewards. You earn rewards on purchases. Okay, so the rewards can be 2x points per dollar on all purchases right out the gate, or 3x points depending upon how much you use, how often you use the card. And we love the fact that this card has a low APR. I mean, low, quote unquote, low, from 13% to 19% to 20%, 13 to 20%. Okay, and this is quite high if you really think about it, because for cred.ai or Tomo, you're not paying anything. Okay, so and in terms of the credit scores, we have actually reached out to X1. It is not clear. They did not get back to us, and on their website, it's not clear exactly what's the minimum FICO they're asking people to have. So it's a little blurry there. And with the X1 card, there are no intro APRs. So, folks, you heard the four Fintech credit builder credit cards, right? So cred.ai, Tomo, Apple, and X1. So the big question is, which one to choose? Which one should you choose? And my answer is very simple. It depends on your situation. It depends on a constellation of factors, not just your situation. I mean, I'm going to break it down. First of all, if you listen to this conversation, to this show, it's either because you have poor credit or no credit, or you have someone who is in a similar situation, okay? So you got to really understand what card suits your situation, your personal situation. By personal situation, I'm speaking about your spending habits, okay, and your financial situations. How often are you a disciplined borrower? Can you pay back whatever transactions you have spent on? Can you pay it back every 30 days? You got to think about your employment status, right? Because some cards will require you to have a full-time job, while others don't really care. And do you have a bank account or no? And where do you have the bank account? Can you link it? In other words, are you comfortable doing bank transactions, or you would rather just do a cash transaction, like a check, deposit a check? And do you have other credit cards right now? And what is your pay frequency? Because pay frequency plays a big role in your income and the availability of cash, what experts call disposable cash. All right, you need to think about customer service. Do you want to have a customer service where you can talk to someone, or you don't really care? As long as you have the response to your request, you're fine. Because the fintech credit card issuers, most generally, they're not really great. They don't have the whole infrastructure you would see at a regular bank or regular lender. Everything happens online or on social media, but it's still okay. Are you comfortable with that? Then everything is fine. Think about your educational needs. Do you want to have a credit card that allows you to learn about credit, to learn about personal finance, to learn about budgeting? And are you comfortable with the mobile experience or a desktop experience? So this is the array of thoughts, questions that I want you to ponder as you are thinking about which card to choose. All right, having said that, our pick in today's conversation is Tomo credit card. And we have given Tomo 9.5 over 10, the cred.ai 9.5 over 10, X1 card 9 over 10, and the Apple card 8.5 over 10. We actually love cred.ai as well. The only thing is cred.ai is still in beta mode, so they're not available in all 50 states. But the concept is fantastic, is wonderful. They're doing a great job, and we would really recommend it. So Tomo or cred.ai, but our pick for now. Tomo has been around for a while. They have actually proven their the business model. So we would go with Tomo, but cred.ai is a solid player also. X1 and Apple, they charge interest rate like 13% to 20%. I don't think if you have no credit or low credit, you want to save every cash, every cent and penny, every penny that you have. You don't want to give that to a credit card issuer. So the fact that they have the APR, they charge an APR is just it just has discouraged us when we were doing the analysis. All right, folks, thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.